Today we've got Catherine from Breaking Cycles Hypnotherapy. How are you, Catherine?
I'm good, Ross. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Today we are going to find out a bit more about you and your business. So we'll just dive straight in. If you can tell us a little bit about what is RTT.
RTT is Rapid Transformational Therapy. That's what it stands for, which basically means it rapidly gets to the core of the issue that the client, or like me, maybe yourself if you were interested in it, has, what challenge in their life, and then they can get past that.
Okay, so how does RTT work?
RTT basically works, we go in, put the client into hypnosis, and through doing that we access the subconscious mind, and that's where all the answers are for the client.
And can an RTT session be done over Zoom? And if it can, would that have the same impact as you doing it face to face with a client?
Yes, it can be done over Zoom. It's absolutely fine. It's different in person, but basically the result's the same. It's face to face is fine, and on Zoom is fine, because we go through the same process in each, and the results will be the same.
Okay, so why use hypnosis?
Hypnosis is a way of accessing the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind holds all the answers to the challenges or the problem that the client is having at the time.
Okay, and what part does hypnosis play in the process?
Well, hypnosis basically allows the subconscious mind to give the answers, because the where we're at the moment, we're doing our daily work, we've got our to-do lists and everything like that. That's our conscious mind, our logical mind is operating, and then we have our nervous system saying, where, are we okay, are we safe, are we on alert or whatever. With hypnosis, the conscious mind and the nervous system goes to sleep just for that time in the session, and then what happens is that chatter and everything stops, and then hypnosis accesses the subconscious mind where all the answers are. Perfect.
Okay. I suppose a big question that comes into my mind is hypnosis safe?
Yes, it's very safe, yeah. Basically, the client, yourself, you'd be in control of what is happening in the session, totally in control. I'm just there to facilitate the learning that you will get, the answers that you will get, and just the process, I'll take you through it, but the client is completely in control.
Okay. How many sessions would someone like myself or a client expect to go through before they would see a difference?
Well, I'll give you an example of addictions like smoking, right? That would be 3 sessions. So the first session, the discovery call, take in all the information about what's happening with the client at the moment. And then through the sessions, the 3 sessions, then basically the client would be past that addiction.
Okay. Should I have therapy if I'm on any medication at all?
Well, basically, medication would be okay, but you need to consult with your doctor first of all, because the medication might put someone to sleep, the client to sleep, and that's not good for hypnosis, because we need the client to be awake and aware, so that then we can get the answers, that the client needs.
What does hypnosis feel like in therapy?
It's just basically, it's the bit where it's the alpha brain state. It's basically where sleep comes over you, and then you're just about to fall off to sleep, but you don't fall off to sleep. You're in hypnosis, and it feels comfortable and relaxing and everything. Then in that alpha state, that's where we get all the answers.
Okay. Why use a light trance?
Well, the light trance is the alpha state. So the light trance basically allows the subconscious mind to come up with the answers in a safe environment, because usually it's the younger self, the child, who's giving the answers. So because of that, the child has to feel safe to give the answers.
And can anyone get stuck in hypnosis?
You would never get stuck in hypnosis, because the client is completely in control. You know, if you wanted a session, Ross, you'd be completely in control, and it would mean that you could at any time stop, anytime say, I don't want to do this. You know, it's absolutely fine. Anything that comes up you're not happy with, then that's absolutely fine. So you would never get stuck. It would just be a case of stopping the session and waiting, having a break, and then going back to it.
What if I don't go deep enough? What would happen?
Well, if you don't go deep enough, then we would start again. Start the hypnosis procedure again, so that then after that you would then go deep. It might be because someone's a bit stressed, but then once they relax and they're comfortable, then they would go deep, you know.
And can you make me do anything or do something that I don't want to do?
No, I mean, that's a lot of people think about the stage hypnotists, you know, doing that to people on the stage, but that's not what I do. My whole intention with RTT and what I've been trained in is to make people comfortable and relaxed. So it's not a case of I get you into hypnosis and I tell you to buy me a Ferrari or anything like that. That's not what hypnosis is about. Hypnosis, RTT, is about getting the answers for the client, and then the client goes away from the session feeling happy, you know.
Okay. So how is RTT different from any other therapy?
Well, RTT is rapid transformational therapy. So it rapidly gets to the core of the issue or the problem that the client is happening. And the more sessions that happens, as I say, like the person who wants to stop smoking, for instance, the first session takes the top layers off of what is going on with that person. The second session would then go deeper into more of the layers. The third session really hits it in the nail, and everything is released from the client, and then they can then move forward with their lives.
I know you touched on that you do online sessions as well, but if someone wanted a face-to-face session, where would you be based and located?
I'm based in Glasgow, so a face-to-face personal session would be absolutely fine, yeah.
Perfect. And then touching on the online platforms as well, is there a specific app that you need for an online session?
Well, I use Zoom, but so the client would have to have Zoom, the Zoom app, but we can use WhatsApp and Teams as well. The reason why I use Zoom is because Zoom is really good. If for any reason there's a problem or whatever, Zoom will just carry on. Like if we have to have a break for some reason, Zoom is not stuck to a certain timeline, then it just cuts off. The client could have a break or whatever, a toilet break, or just open their eyes and say I need to go to the toilet, and then come back, and then we'll resume. So I like Zoom for that. There's no end period there with it.
Perfect, excellent. How long is the RTT process?
Well, it can take about 3 hours. We have the discovery call first of all, and then the session could maybe be an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay. And how would I know if RTT is right for me?
Well, RTT is good for people who have done a lot of healing work themselves and they want to go right to the core of the issue. Or else, if they might not have done an awful lot of healing work, but they're just so fed up and sick and tired of this problem, Like for instance, I'll take smoking again, Say the client comes to me, it's costing too much money, it's really bad for my health, and I don't want to do this anymore. How can I break out of this cycle, And that's when I really get to the core of what's going on, and then, after the sessions, the client is free of it.
Okay, and again, just same sort of question, but who would RTT not be right for?
It wouldn't be right for people who have epilepsy, any brain injury at all, or a psychosis. If someone's going through a psychotic episode, which basically means they're not really grounded in reality, or they're having like hallucinations or something like that. Anything like that it's not good to do hypnosis on someone like that. Definitely with epilepsy, never. With a brain injury, never. Someone who's maybe had a psychotic episode, maybe like 6 months down the line, 8 months down the line, when they're feeling better, then definitely could do RTT. The other thing is if someone doesn't believe that it will work, if someone is very set in their ways and they're just not willing to make any changes or be even open to any changes, that's not the kind of person that RTT is good for. You have to believe that it will work.
Okay. How long do I have to listen to my recordings?
Well, the recording after the session, because the session is 40% of the work and the recording is 60% of the work. So it's 21 days consecutively to listen to the recording. And on the 22nd day, you should be basically changed your pattern from the old pattern to the new pattern, and then listen to it every 2 weeks after that.
Okay, perfect. What if I go back to painful scenes?
If you go back to painful scenes, then what I would say at the beginning of the session is you don't have to tell me anything if you don't want to tell me it. All I'm interested in really is the feelings, what's coming up. And also, if you want to take a break, open your eyes, go to the toilet, get a drink of water or whatever, then that's absolutely fine. We can do that too.
Perfect. What is the difference between the conscious, the pre-conscious and the subconscious?
The conscious mind is the mind that tells you about your to-do list and things that need to be done that day or next week or whatever, you know. That's your logical mind that keeps you, you know, it's time to eat, time to go to the toilet, it's time to go to bed. That's your conscious mind. Your pre-conscious mind is where there are things in your subconscious mind that are like patterns that are buried and you've forgotten about them, you know. They're maybe coming from your childhood, and like that, you know, you've just completely forgotten about what you said to yourself when you were a child, right? So the pre-conscious mind is where things come from the subconscious mind into the pre-conscious, and that's when you're becoming aware of certain patterns or certain things that you do that you weren't aware of before. Then they move into the conscious mind, and that's what I do in the RTT sessions. Go into the subconscious mind, bring it to the pre-conscious mind, and then to the conscious mind, and then that's when you know you can change it because you're now aware of what's been going on.
Okay, perfect. I know in the sort of hypnotherapy industry, you hear the word suggestions. What are suggestions?
Suggestions are like, you know, going back to the hypnotist on the stage, right? With the hypnotist, they're suggesting that you eat an onion or you're a chicken or something like that, right? And the people take on the suggestions. But that's not what I do. In RTT, I give positive suggestions, which are basically, you are good enough, you are lovable, you know, you can do whatever you want in the world, you know, you are valuable to society and to your family and friends. So these are the positive suggestions that I give in the hypnotherapy session.
Excellent. Well, that's all my questions for today, Catherine. Thank you so much for answering.
Well, thank you, Ross. It's been a pleasure.